Hi, welcome back. All right, let's get right into it. As I mentioned in the previous parts, beliefs allow us to, right or wrong, justify avoiding what we really need to do. Your broken beliefs give you really an out, so to speak. You know, when I work with people, I purposely spend considerable time up front uncovering a person's harmful beliefs and how they are literally driving them to make bad financial decisions. And it's these harmful beliefs that are the genesis behind a person's unhealthy relationship with money. And sadly, the cause that perpetuates this cycle of pain so many are unnecessarily enduring every single day. And what do I mean when I say an unhealthy relationship with money? Well, what I've witnessed throughout the years and what I've said before is that too many people are using money to dull their pain rather than using money to fulfill their purpose. A huge difference in mindset. And it's a key distinction. And what's worse is that the financial community has completely ignored this vital component. During the exercise of the previous part 2, I shared a list of some common harmful beliefs people have around money. And I want to put that list back up here. And I want to take you through them once again. Here they are. I'll never be wealthy. I'll never be good with money. I'm not good with numbers. I didn't come from money. Money is the root of all evil. There's more to life than money. With 2 jobs and a family, I just don't have time to take care of my finances. Someone else will take care of me or us. The rich are greedy. Well, what's spending just a little bit more money going to hurt? I don't like to take risks. I have to buy this new fill in the blank. Well, it's only $100 per month on my credit card. I can worry about the future later. It's vital I send my kids to college. It's just overwhelming. I'll never get my financial life in order. I need more money to be happy. I'm not financially smart enough. I'm too old to change my habits. It's only money. It's too hard. I don't need financial education. I have a financial advisor to handle that stuff for me. You completed an exercise on this, so I'm not going to beat you down over these. We've all used them before. Let's be perfectly honest. So listen to me very, very carefully here. We all have. Yes, we've all used these before, as I have as well. So has every single one of my clients, friends, and family at one time or another. You are not alone in this, and it's not your fault. Some of these points need to be repeated so you'll hear them more than once. This is not your fault. And I will say there are hundreds of more examples of these beliefs and these excuses just like these. The system is rigged and unfair. Life is unfair. I'm stuck in a rut. I have to dress the part to be successful. I don't like to take risks. I have to buy this new iPhone or whatever gadget it is. I really need this tattoo. I'm not financially smart enough. I'm too old to change my habits. These are just additional ones I'm just coming up with. Statements like these have most likely dictated your behavior in the past, haven't they? These are the harmful and destructive beliefs, the viruses we talked about, constantly running in the back of your mind, infiltrating the code of your life and running on autopilot, nonstop, all the time, never taking a day off, and they're controlling how you think, act, behave, and ultimately become as it pertains to money. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. In a way, beliefs have become people's identity, and this identity has become their unhealthy sanctuary. So let's move on into stage 2 of the bear trap and take a deeper dive into excuses. As I mentioned in the previous activity, I often hear, I don't have time. I'll take care of it later, next month, next year, or down the road. Such excuses are rooted in a harmful underlying belief that time and time again has wreaked havoc on people's financial situations, perhaps yours. It's probably why you're here. The belief that nothing bad is going to happen. Excuses create sort of this vicious cycle that brings you back to your beliefs no matter how flawed or inaccurate they actually are. And you rely on your built-in excuses based on your beliefs to keep you rooted in the same bad habits. It can be so frustrating to go through this over and over again. And given enough time, your excuses led to unhealthy and detrimental outcomes. And with every excuse you make, you harden the resolve of those flawed beliefs. So what do? You take an unplanned day off from work. You drop thousands of dollars on a second or third vacation. You might even upgrade your flat screen television or some other appliance at your house, even though you can't really afford it. You routinely swipe your credit card to soothe the pain you're dealing with, even though you'll struggle to pay it off for months or even years. You're not even thinking about the consequences of what you're doing. You're making excuses built on those bad beliefs, really just to mask the pain. And ultimately, you just rack up more and more credit card, treating yourself to pricey new gadgets or new clothes, and you slide deeper and deeper into the hole. You start tripping into a number of new, even worse bad habits and vices, and the spiral just continues on. And this is all beyond your control. Why? You've been programmed to fail financially. But you know what? Here's the good news. It won't take years and years to go away. You can make the choice today. And with practice, patience, and perseverance, you can be free of those hardened, broken beliefs fairly quickly. With all those excuses you make based on those broken beliefs, they always lead to poor choices and bad decisions. Always. In other words, wrong actions. This is the A in Bear Trap, your actions. And sadly, many times are destructive actions. You buy things you don't really need and can't honestly afford without putting yourself in deeper and deeper, a deeper financial hole. But it doesn't just result in bad purchases. Your actions could include things like, avoiding your spouse, spending more time at work or at the local bar before heading home. A lot of these actions are personal as well, or even outright lying about a purchase, your credit card debt, or other topics you normally wouldn't lie about. Remember, doing nothing, in other words, inaction, is no different than action. Not doing something is still making a decision. It's a choice. Then what happens? The snowball effect. You start to create a series of lies to cover up the mistakes you've made. And these don't have to be malicious. They can simply be lies of omission. You could even start lying to yourself about your actions and the things that you've done. Maybe you gloss over your work life and say to yourself, everything's going great, when you know you could lose your job. You're just telling yourself these lies, and it's leading to these actions. And the more you get away with one little white lie, the easier it becomes to tell another, then another, and another. And eventually, you discover that even though there's no point in telling your spouse or friend or boss or coworker a lie, you do it because it's easier at the moment than to confront the truth. Do you see where I'm going here? And what happens? The stress builds. You start to worry. Scenarios start playing in your mind about getting caught in these lies. Or that credit card debt is just mounting so high, you finally realize you'll never be able to repay it. And it's only driving you deeper into a dark place you certainly don't want to be in. And herein lies the real problem we face. The results. And they're usually not anything you expected or envisioned when the spiral started, and are certainly nothing you ever wanted in your life. But here they are, the results. And they could be such as the loss of a job, the loss of income, the loss of savings, a broken marriage, constantly fighting about money, stress and anxiety leading to poor health, bankruptcy, or never being able to retire. It's not pretty. And just like with that brief list of excuses I mentioned earlier, this list of results is ridiculously short. You get into this pattern where you base your excuses on beliefs that were never rooted in truth. In fact, they were lies you were telling yourself. They may have felt like truth at the time, but it's usually because you either didn't know any better or you were fed faulty information. Then you use those excuses to justify your actions that follow. And what happens? Those actions, over time, become more addictions, more bad decisions. And while you begin spinning your wheels, the results start pouring in. And you never stop living on Pain Island. You've built your entire life on a foundation of sand, assuming no storm is going to strike. And when it does, what happens? You're taken by surprise. And this whole wicked, vicious cycle always starts with your beliefs. Change your beliefs and you'll change your life forever. I promise you. This is the first step towards a revolution of thought in your mind. And the bear trap does not discriminate. We often hear stories of the rich and famous who lost everything, right? But when you drill down to the core of every one of those once wealthy and powerful people, you will discover that the key reason they lost everything was due to a harmful, limiting, and destructive belief system, period. Now, I want you to take a moment and pause this lesson. And I want you to think long and hard about this next question. Is there a destructive belief in your life, anywhere in your life, holding you back from exploring an opportunity that could be a game changer for you and your family? Let me repeat that. Is there a destructive or limiting or harmful belief anywhere in your life holding you back from exploring an opportunity that could be a game changer for you and your family? Take a moment and really think hard about this and hit play when you're ready. I'll be here waiting for you. Well, I wanted to share this great quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi once said, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." Gandhi understood the incredible power of beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you can change your life forever. You can finally live the way you want with true, lasting peace, joy, love, happiness, and abundance. In other words, your new beliefs become your new destiny. So as we wrap up, I want to read a fascinating quote to you that was in the news. And I think it just cements the idea of beliefs being the root cause of our actions and our destiny. The world is too big for us. Too much is going on, too many crimes, too much violence and excitement. Try as you will, you get behind in the race in spite of yourself. It's an incessant strain to keep pace and you still lose ground. Science empties its discoveries on you so fast, you stagger beneath them in hopeless bewilderment. The political world is changing so rapidly that you're out of breath trying to keep pace with who's in and who's out. Everything is high pressure. Human nature can't endure much more. Wow. Talk about some strong and limiting beliefs, wouldn't you say? Sounds like something you could have read this morning, don't you think? Well, would you be surprised to learn that this was originally published by the Atlantic Journal on June 16th, 1833? Crazy, isn't it? And they thought they had problems. I wonder what they would think today. Well, things haven't changed, have they? Not one bit. Your belief structure is not permanently damaged. The solution is right there, right now in your head. And I am really excited about the future for you. And I am just so honored you've entrusted me to be your mentor and guide along this journey. All right, now it's time to complete the activity you started in part 1, part 2, and now final in part 3. On that sheet of paper, the Bear Trap worksheet, I want you to continue with the exercise for the final activity. And I want you to ask yourself the following 2 questions for each belief you wrote down. The first one, what action did you take as a result of your belief? And number 2, what would your life be without that belief? And I really want you to drill down and visualize what happened in your life. What was the end result? And then ask yourself what your life would be like today if you really didn't believe in that belief you've been holding on to. Go through each one and take your time. This is the most important step in this exercise. I really want you to visualize living your life without that belief and really sense what that feels like. What it feels like today and what it would feel like in the future. And please feel free to add more beliefs as you uncover them in your life. The more beliefs you not only unearth, but more importantly you challenge, the further along you will be to changing those old harmful habits that you've been holding on to. Just remind yourself, when you change your beliefs, you'll change your life forever. With that, thank you. You are a lot further along right now than you may be aware of. I'm just so proud of you. Let's do this and let's thrive together. Upward and onward. Take care.